Hey guys, trying out this new way of giving you guys information. So anyway, where were we? First thing I want to do is just quickly show you the study design for Unit 2. So what we're going to be looking at is the area of crime and deviance. As you can see, you've got the URL up here in terms of the study design, where you find the study design. If you don't have a copy of it yourself, all I do to go to find Unit 2, Control F, Unit 2, Social Norms Breaking the Code is its official title. As you can see, you've got the area of deviance is what we're first looking at. So, what is deviance? Just like we've looked at with both youth and family, what is deviance? We'll look at the concept of deviance. We'll also explain what deviant behaviour actually is, but we'll also look at how deviance has changed depending over time and depending upon where you actually are. So what is deviant in one society is not necessarily deviant in another. Just reading through this part together, this area focuses on the concept of deviance, how it changes across time. We explore different theories again. So we've looked at C. Wright Mills in terms of sociological imagination. We've looked at the theory of feminism, the concept of feminism, the concept of functionalism and how they relate to family. Through deviance, we're actually going to be looking at Durkheim, we're going to be looking at Hershey, we're going to be looking at Becker, and Heckert's also types of positive deviance. So we're going to be going through a few more theories, and you'll be asked to know whose theory is whose and actually asked to explain it. So not only will you be asked to remember theories in this particular area of study, you'll also be asked to apply those. As I've said a number of times, sociology, it's not just the retention of the theories themselves, you need to be able to apply them. So just as we did in Unit 1, when you're looking at the functionalist theory and the feminist theory and how they apply to family, and how the functionalists view modern family, how the functionalists view the Brady Bunch, that type of thing, you'll need to be able to do more of that. So you're really going to need to be able to build on your skills to actually not only know, understand, recite theories, but also apply them to different situations or use that lens to analyse certain situations. So you'll develop an understanding of moral panic. So that's the concept of the intensity of feeling expressed in a population about an issue that appears to threaten social order. So we'll look at a place this in particular. We'll look at Cronulla riots because that's a really good Australian example of moral panic. And in the suburbs of Sydney, you don't often think of a thing like a moral panic actually coming to a place like Australia, but it's very has occurred many times throughout our history. So it's not uncommon at all. So outcome on completion of this unit should be able to analyse a range of sociological theories. That's really the important thing. A lot of theory stuff you're going to need to know, understand, explain different theories and apply them to different situations. So the first thing we're going to be doing, so following your exams, now we're going to hop straight into it. You're going to be looking at what the concept of actually deviance, the deviance as a relative concept and the relationship between norms, so social codes and deviance. You're going to be looking at Durkheim and the 4 roles of deviance. So we go into detail about all 4 of those particular roles. You will be asked to understand, recite those in your assessments, including your exam. So you're going to need to get to know Emile Durkheim's functionalist theory of deviance. Social control theory, Hershey's 4 factors. You're going to need to know what the meaning of the concept of norms and social control. You're going to need to get to understand that. Attachment, commitment, involvement, and belief, and how deviance as a relative concept stems from that. So we are more or less likely to exercise or to participate in deviant behaviour if we, depending upon attachment, commitment, involvement, and belief in society, groups, people. We'll go into detail. Interactionist theory and the process of labelling and how you can actually, if you're labelled as being deviant or you're labelled as being this, that, or other, it actually, therefore, I suppose, propels you to become more and more involved in that, such as being an outcast. If someone labels you an outcast, you become more of an outcast because they have actually done so. And we look at theories of positive deviance as well. So lastly, we'll look at that moral panic. Key skills, you're going to gather and use a variety of source materials. You're going to evaluate sources, you're going to define key sociological concepts, how you actually use them, explain and apply the different theories, and you're going to analyse the impact of moral panic on individuals and groups considered deviant. So, really good starting point is just to have a read through what you're expected to do. Assessment. Most of my assessment, we're still going to look at doing it in a test format. If we have opportunities to do some research projects, minor ones, we might do that. I'm still of the belief that the more often you can practice your what you're going to have in year 12, we should do it in year 11 just to get you in the habit of actually doing so. Whoops, sorry, my bad. Put that back up. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing for area of study 1. Area of study 2, down the track we're going to be looking at crime. That follows on from deviance really well because obviously crime, as we know, is when you commit a crime, so you're breaking the law. What is a law? It's just a written down, codified version of a social norm. So why isn't a yawn? When you yawn, you're not breaking the law. What makes something so important that we have to write it down and say you can't break it? Well, society gets to decide that. So we go into a lot of detail about that. So that's in the second half of the semester. So late term 3, early term 4, that's when we'll get on to crime then as well. So by then, you have a good understanding of what deviance is. A lot of people who participate in deviant behaviour also participate in crime because crime is like the ultimate form of deviant behaviour. Society has decided that a rule or a norm is so important that there should be severe consequences for it. You yawn, you fart, you pick your nose, there's not a huge consequence for it apart from socially. If you hurt someone, steal something, kill someone, society has decided there should be more severe consequences. So we've codified it and we enforce it through, obviously, the police. So that's what we're looking at in the second half of the semester. What I'm going to try and do by giving you some of these videos from time to time, perhaps going through a PowerPoint presentation what we would normally do in class, which could take 15-20 minutes by the time you actually write down all these notes. I'll give you these videos, I'll give you the PowerPoints. I'm trying to work, hopefully on the holidays, I'll work my way through, work out how to set up like a Google site or something like that, so you can have all the information there rather than me just sending it to you via Zuno. And that's a really easy way for you to either review material. I'm hoping to get to the point where I can actually set you this as a homework task. Okay, tomorrow we've got our doubles on Mondays and Thursdays, so maybe Sunday night, Wednesday night, you watch a 10-minute video, you take some notes as you go along, you come with questions, and then I set you a series of questions that you actually answer in class. We can quickly review material or to clarify understanding. I can give you examples, so that will enable you to do a lot of the heavy lifting by yourself. What I'm trying to really do is flip things around. So this flipped classroom concept, I know some of you might be aware of it. The flipped classroom concept is trying to get you to do not the homework at home or the working out or practicing at home. You should be practicing in class where I can actually come around and individually help you. Me giving you the knowledge, like me imparting it, passing it, I have it, I give it to you. I want to try and actually change that around a bit. So you have the power to actually acquire the knowledge in your own time, be it on the bus, be it at home, 10, 15 minutes, whatever it might actually be at home between, but just before dinner, I don't know, whatever it suits you best. You then use that knowledge, take some notes, think about what you're going to learn. You come having an understanding of what we're going to be talking about that particular day. You have some questions ready for me, but you're in a position to be able to demonstrate that understanding, or let's practice the demonstration of understanding, the structure of your responses. That's a better use of our time than probably me just giving you information, giving you handouts, giving you sheets of paper with the knowledge. Might mean there's handouts of readings. Might be we watch a half an hour clip on a particular type of deviance or someone talking about particular theories of deviance. Whatever it might be, let's get some of the learning happening at home where you can do it in an environment which you're comfortable, so I can actually get to the practicing where I can really help you in the classroom when I'm actually there as opposed to the way we have been doing it. That's hopefully what we'll try and do. We'll see how we go. So I'm going to try and record a few of these and then set you, say, maybe a Sunday night or on the weekend and then a Wednesday night prior to the Thursday's double, you come prepared because you've already seen, you know what we're going to be talking about. You've got a basic understanding. You come with questions. I clarify understanding. We practice responses. We practice application of theories together. and then you're a lot better off. You spend your time a lot better doing that. So anyway, that's the plan. So thanks for watching the clip. Any feedback, feel free to pass it along. You're too loud, Moffat, you're too soft, you didn't actually say anything, couldn't see the mouse, the cursor, anything like that, feel free to pass that along. Otherwise, yep, I'll see you in class.